800-951-0592. Before we get to the bad side, we've got a big silver opportunity again today. Finally, we're done with the peace dollars. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. I know I had to get on you a little bit, but we got another great opportunity today. This is something that I'd never run before. And then when the silver shortage came up, we ran them, and we did really well with them. They're available again. We're talking about the 10-ounce silver bars. These are all going to be newly minted 10-ounce silver bars. The last time we ran them, $310. So the silver bars, I want to say we're $300. I know that in April, we ran them in April at $310. They're going to be significantly less today. 10-ounce silver bars, $265. Most of that, it's not so much that the silver price is that much lower. It's a little lower, but most of that is premium. Jason, the premiums have come in. So you're if you want newly minted 10-ounce silver bars, they're only $265 at 800-0592, and we've got a good supply of them. So if you want to buy a whole box, you want to buy 500 ounces of it, we can do that for you, no problem. 800-951-0592. So now, bad news about RVs, bad news about commercial real estate, but on the flip side, food. This is, I don't know, going to the grocery store now, I hate going now with my wife because you got nothing in the cart. Nothing. And it's $100. The cart's like, I don't know, 25, 30% full, $200. I don't even want to know. Our youngest is back with us for the summer. But, Jay, I don't even know I want to know what a full cart. Back in the day, you go in there when my mom would take us, which wasn't very often because taking me and my brothers to the grocery store growing up, that was just a bad idea, right? My mom was backhanding us and rightfully so because we were wild. But that cart was full, like over full. Some people used to have 2 carts. I don't even want to know what that would cost. I mean, a full shopping cart, $500-600? I mean, easy. Well, apparently all the rain in Colorado, and everybody that if you guys don't know, but some people don't know, apparently it won't stop raining in Colorado. I saw that you guys had golf ball size hail over at the Red Rocks. They got this place, Red Rocks, and they have concerts there. People were getting smashed in the face with golf ball size hail in Colorado. And Jason's like, Joe, it won't stop. It has rained every day. It's horrible. Where's the sun? Well, guess what? I'm not saying that there's people are playing games with the weather. I'm not going to say that today. I'll let you decide, okay? And I don't, global warming, okay, whatever. Just kind of interesting that the Colorado River was going to run dry. Nobody was going to have any water. And now it doesn't stop raining, and all of a sudden. Well, guess where that rain is supposed to be? It's supposed to be in the Midwest, where, according to the latest crop report, I've never seen anything like this, and believe me, for 20 years I've watched this stuff. The latest crop report came in. Conditions in corn, which is probably the most important crop. Besides, soybeans, wheat, and corn. Those are the big 3. Conditions where they say the corn crop is good to excellent fell to 55%. No, that's bad. I'm going to just take my word for it. That is bad. Like not, as bad as it's been in decades, okay? So, I mean, big time bad. Last week, it was 61%. You're like, what? It fell 10% in a week? And according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, if the Midwest doesn't get rain in the next 30 days, farmers are going to abandon their crops in the fields because, Jason, there's not enough moisture already. Corn, wheat, and soy prices skyrocketing in just the last 30 days. In Illinois, by the way, a lot of corn in Illinois. I know everyone thinks Illinois, you think Chicago. Most of Illinois is very rural. The amount of crop rated good to excellent, only 36%. But the 55% for the country, that is the lowest since 1992. For the same week of the year, the lowest since 1992, and by the way, the lowest for any week going back over the last 12 years. And they're saying that they expect this number to get even worse because there's no rain in the forecast, at least for the next 7 to 10 days.
Yeah, I mean, these things happen, I guess. I used to, be a little bit more like Dane on the Half Empty Cup of Joe and suspect so much. But, it's just like, I don't know, Joe. It's, I think people that are farmers should be farmers, and the government should stay out of it. And then when these cycles of bad weather happen, the country as a whole will adjust, right? Because we got tons of rain here. I'm sure farmers can figure out what to do if left to their own understandings. But the reason this is all emergency is because nobody can make a decision on their own anymore. They have to ask somebody up the chain what we're supposed to do, and those guys are repeatedly not knowing what to do. I mean, I might have a clip on the Half Empty Cup of Joe if we get to it, which will show in the military how they don't even know what's going on. Military at the highest level, I don't think they actually know what's going on. And it's so it's that's why it's an emergency, Joe. But right now, it's just too much rain. I'll say this: we're gonna have if it stays this cold, this rainy, deep into summer. Watch out for the snow season here in Colorado. It's gonna be blizzards and snow and stuff that doesn't melt because you need to warm up. You need to warm up to get that melt that we usually have every year.
Well, Illinois is the second largest corn producer in the country. They're talking about the drought. Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, Missouri, Ohio, Wisconsin. That's the corn belt. Of course, Kansas, Oklahoma, right? The wheat belt. When we get back, though, here's the other bad news for farmers. Combine prices new all-time record highs. (800-951-0592). Joe and Jason on this Friday. The big sale today. 10-ounce silver bars. These are all newly minted 10-ounce silver bars at $265. Silver coming back now, about unchanged here, about $22.50. But 10-ounce silver bars, $265. The last time we ran them, they were $310, less than 90 days ago. So 800-951-0592. So it's not looking good for the three major crops when it comes to food: corn, wheat, and soybeans. We'll have to continue to watch. So far, next week, they're saying they expect the number to get even worse, and then we'll have to see. Without rain in the next month, they're expecting farmers to start abandoning crops in certain areas. On top of that, used farm equipment hit another new all-time record high price. And Jason, what they're saying is the new equipment, the new high-tech tractors, the high-tech combines, Number one, they're way too expensive. Number two, they cost way more to fix, right? Because it's all computers, right? And the farmer is told, hey, if you don't call us, it will be null and void. You can't fix your own stuff. So they're all buying used equipment, and now, and it's just been incredible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months in a row. Used farm equipment, another new all-time record high. And get this, prices since December. What is that? 6 months? 6 months? 7 months? Up 45%. Does anybody call Jay Powell? Because they're all excited about their what was their latest number? 4%, 5%. Not on used tractor equipment. 45% and a little over 6 months, Jason.
Yeah, and if you're listening, just like with taxes, corporations don't pay taxes, and a farming business that's up and running, that's actually selling food, they don't pay for the new tractors necessarily because they're going to build that into the cost of what they sell the crop for. So you and I pay that. Joe brings this stuff on the air about the cost of things going up. You got to remember, we pay that, right? If we're going to buy food, we pay for the 45% higher cost tractor that's being used to harvest that food, Joe.
Yeah, I guess I got a little excited. Combine prices are up 45%. Farm equipment, don't worry, it's only up 12, right? Again, nowhere near the 4 or 5. How about tractors, right? Maybe they're down. No, they're up 13%. So tractors up 13%, small farm equipment up 12%, combines up 42%. Jason, these numbers are incredible. And now you're talking about we're going to have a bad harvest. How expensive can things actually get? So now you got the news of why they got to keep raising rates, Jason.
Inflation, Joe, inflation. A central bank that's supposed to be one of their jobs, is to have price stability and keep inflation under their hat. And they've been really good at inflating things for over 100 years, Joe. I mean, let's just face it, things cost a lot less in the 1900s, especially around World War II. But surely just inflated everything, and now we're hitting a point where, like in the 70s, it's happening fast again. And they got to stop it. Or they got to change the whole game. We know they're getting ready to change the whole game with the digital currency, Joe, which that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if you look at the decisions they're making, it sure looks like they forced this inflation to happen on purpose. Did they have to print the kind of money they did in 2020? I don't know. It seems like when people were staying home, they were spending less money. Why did they have to print all that money and just give it out? Did they want the inflation? And then now there's an inflation problem. They could jump on top of it with higher interest rates faster. They're not doing that. They want inflation, I think, until they're ready to move in a digital currency, Joe, so they can play hero with their new money. Yeah,
well, they just took a break. I mean, inflation's way above their target, but they just took a break. How about this? This is coming out of the Department of Defense. You want to know, and I've been saying this forever, when are we going to wake up? We got to get rid of government. I mean, the federal government should be a tenth of the size it is. That means 90% of it's got to go. We just got to take control here. Listen to this nonsense. Boeing used to charge about $300 for trash receptacles aboard the E-3 warning and control system planes, the AWACS planes. $300. That sounds like a lot for a freaking trash can. Right? I got it. I don't know. I got an idea. Maybe go down to Walmart or Home Depot. But okay, I get it. Right? Well, it's an odd shape or this or that. That used to be the cost. Boeing changed the chassis of the 707. And after that, they just stopped making that stuff. Well, I guess they didn't stop making it. But they stopped making it commercially. You know what they charge now for a trash can? Well, $51,606 per trash can. They're charging the Department of Defense. We'll be back after the break. (800-951-0592). Joe and Jason wrapping up this Friday edition of the Patriot Radio News Hour. Jason and I will be coming back with the half-empty cup right after this. But, we've seen this before. $300 for toilet seats. But $51,000 per trash can? But it gets better. So after seeing this, they decided to place a bulk order of trash cans. This time they got a discount for $36,640 per trash can. How about this? Radio filters. I don't know what these are. Okay, fully admit, I don't know. I don't know what a radio filter is. But the company that provided them, they were out of New York, a bearings company. They used to charge $350 for these radio filters. Now, I can't tell you if that's a good price or not. $300 for a trash can seemed ridiculous until they charged it $51,000. Well, instead of charging $350, how about $49,000 per filter? Not to be outdone, Lockheed Martin. They used to electrical conduit. Okay, right, you got to have the electrical conduit. Well, apparently Lockheed Martin decided to raise the price on this electrical conduit. That makes sense, right? Copper's a little more expensive and, stuff costs more. Maybe the 10%, 20%. How about 50%? 50%? 100%? 200%? 500%? 1,000%? No. 1,400%. And here's what's even worse. And this tells you, this is where we've been we've been talking about the end of small business. Right? It's coming to an end. Especially, wait till we're done with this inflation thing. It's going to be horrible. Do you know how many contractors are left that are eligible to make a bid? Right? Because I bet you there's a lot of people out there saying, hey, I'd like to make a bid. Can I bid on electrical conduit for the government? Oh, no. In the 90s, there was more than 50 what they call prime DOD contractors that are actually capable of competing for what they call a major contract. That number today, 5. That's it, Jason. That's all there is. And this is what they've done. This is why we got this. Government is so big it knows not what it does.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's usually just a few companies that buy the politicians, and the politicians put the rules in place to benefit the companies that got them elected. So going down, 90% of choices for these contracts, it doesn't actually surprise me. It kind of matches how few choices Americans and these companies we have. There's just no choices anymore.
Yeah, just to give you guys perspective, if you added up Ukraine, Japan, South Korea, France, Germany, the UK, Saudi Arabia, Russia, India, and China all together, we still spend more on our military than they do. 10-ounce silver bars, $265. There's something that's gone down in the last 90 days. 800-951-0592. Jason and I were coming right back with the half-empty cup.